Okay, I'm going to keep this video very brief and keep it simple. If we have a new tax, a monthly tax, that we can take from people's paychecks, what have you, where we tax people worth $1 million or more, $20 a month on average, and progressively, right? You might be worth $1 million, exactly, and only have to pay $5 a month depending on exactly how we do the progressive tax for your tax bracket. Okay, so $20 a month on average for people worth $1 million or more, and 50 cents a month on average for people worth less than $1 million. That's like a Big Mac every year, okay, for the vast majority of taxpayers. And we could build 200,000 tiny homes a year for the homeless. Why I don't like this plan is it's not enough. This is 1/10 of my original plan, which allowed for food programs, job programs, affordable housing to be built to some degree. Okay, subsidized housing, so people can live and pay rent at $500 a month rent, $300. Maybe they'll rent tiny homes. Maybe they'll rent very affordable, brand new housing units in strategic locations. Okay, job programs for the homeless, rehabilitative services. Maybe build, where it's needed most, some new, rehabilitative centers, hospitals, what have you. What I prefer is this one idea I had where we start off with $100 billion a year for several years, then we drop it to $60 billion, and we put an emphasis on law enforcement as well, which would kind of push the drug addicts toward the rehabilitative services. Okay, so we can solve the problem to a large degree of drug addiction among the poor, especially with an emphasis on that, and we can solve the problem of homelessness and child hunger and other problems like this, affordable housing, right? Inflation, all with the same plan. Okay? And how we'd achieve that $100 billion a year is another tax for people worth $4 million or more. And this is very affordable, Mike. When you're worth like $100 million or $20 million, okay, all you have to do is put your money in a savings account or in real estate or something, and you're making millions and millions of dollars a year, okay, by doing that. So, or a lot of money one way or another. And it's a lot more money than you'll pay in these new taxes. The rich do not have to be so rich. Someone had the nerve to tell me today that they think, in their opinion, that billionaires magically worked for their money. And that it's fair and square. When they leverage their privileged networks, their social clubs, their political groups, their old money, okay, or they do something that's the equivalent of winning the lotto, on a fluke, they end up striking it rich, or if that's even possible these days. They think that's fair and square, and they shouldn't have to help address the problems in society of a system that they used, that they gamed to get far more money than they're worth. Okay, my dad's a brain surgeon. He's not a billionaire. He's not worth even $10 million. Okay, not even worth 5. And I go on, and I don't want to give too much information. It is unbelievable that they would think that some greasy businessman deserves to have more money than a brain surgeon working 16 hours a day for much of his life, who's been a brain surgeon for over 40 years. That's what they call fair. And they talk about trickle-down economics. Trickle-down economics? Hello, there's 22.5 million millionaires and billionaires in America. There's like 600 billionaires in America. And 22.5 million millionaires. The money is not trickling down for shit. There's 600, homelessness is an all-time high. We have more millionaires than ever before. Why isn't it trickling down? Because that's not how it works. The rich get richer. They don't give back. They don't, start up companies to give people a fair chance to advance. They create a glass ceiling. Corporate partnerships are instrumental in the major forms of oppression that we see in America today. And it affects every aspect of your life. Social relations, dating, wealth, how you're treated, your mental health, you name it. Healthcare. Now, I'm not saying the answer is to redistribute all the wealth, but certainly that would be fair. But I don't think this society is ready for that argument. I'm not a communist. But certainly the answer is the war on poverty plan and whatever logical steps would come after that. The plan would still allow for the rich to be rich. The money would not be missed. If anything, society would learn to spend their money in a way that's more logical. They'd be more prudent with their money. The plan is good for America for so many reasons. So why, when I made that video on September 8th, 2021, has no one rallied for the plan? I spent, hundreds of dollars of my own money on flyers and business cards trying to get the message out. Embarrassed myself, if you will, handing out these stuff in public as a tall black guy who's different from everybody else. But nobody cares. They only complain about homelessness in terms of controlled opposition. They're quick to complain about homeless people doing disgusting things in the street and doing drugs and stealing and so on and so forth. But they won't lift a finger to do the logical solution. Can you imagine your business owner worth less than $1 million and you want to pay an average of $5 a month? That's outrageous. And with the 1/10 plan, you pay an average of 50 cents a month. But you won't rally to do that. But you'll be quick to spray a homeless lady with a hose. You'll be quick to take on a very ignorant and unfair stance. You'll be quick to say, not in my backyard. You are the monsters that the homeless people should want in their backyard. They're more human than you are. They're more fair than you are. You people are taking more than your fair share. You who are quick to complain, like in San Jose. You live in San Jose, you know how expensive it is to live in San Jose? You are hoarders, you are greedy, you are petty. And you refuse to rally for the logical solution. You refuse to come together with me and create a committee so we can actually solve these problems. You can still have your petty Democratic and Republican and Libertarian parties. But you should have a war on poverty committee, a moral committee that oversees this, that will solve the problem, that will feed the hungry and clothe the naked and shelter the homeless. Thank you.